You know, I enjoy doing
Remember
this.
back in the day when you would drink wine, coffee, and a Monster at the same time?
Yeah, I need to get back. Those were the salad days.
Why was it the salad days? What does that mean?
I don't know. They said it in Raising Arizona. If it's good
then
enough
if
for
it's good
Nicolas
enough for
Cage, it's
Joel,
good enough for me.
Joel and Ethan Coen, yeah.
I can't feel my tongue, but I know it's there because I'm talking.
It's time for Irritable Dad Syndrome. Do you like boiled eggs? We do too. Give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 297.
An alternative title is what our friends say, which is, my God, they're still doing this thing?
Still doing it.
297.
Still doing, and no signs of stopping.
No.
None.
No.
Although,
You'd think.
when I got here, Mike was about to lose his mind. Tonight on the show, or today on the show, depending on what time you listen, Mike's going to tell a story.
Yeah.
I think one thing and he thinks another.
And I want to try to...
Just as soon as somebody agrees with him, Mike loses his mind. And woo, see, he becomes 11 years old again because somebody agrees with him, and apparently that makes him right.
When Darin shows up at the house, it becomes a very combative atmosphere. And excuse me, I have to fight for every inch of ground that I get. And I did. I stood my ground.
Your poor wife. I was talking to her because Mike was still in the shower when I got here, and I said, Bess, when you married Mike, did you have any idea that eventually 1/7 of your life would involve me being here in your home? I'm here once a week, folks.
Yeah.
And Bess didn't ask for that when she said I do. So my apologies to Bess, Andrew, and Charlie.
You're like our foster kid.
Yeah.
that we have over. That, like, we have custody of you one night a week.
One night a week.
And we got to figure out something to do with all the Darin kids coming over at night. So here we are. But no, I have some ideas. I want to have some fun with the story.
Okay.
I mean, you took it to a dark place.
I don't think I did.
Because you disagreed with me.
Okay.
So I think we can have some fun with that.
Okay.
With the patrons.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
We gotta talk about the elephant in the room.
There was an incident.
Yeah.
There was an incident with last week's episode. Oh boy, when it dropped, about 19, 20 seconds in, there was what the kids call an F-bomb.
If I may.
A bad word.
If I may.
That slipped past the censors.
So we're getting a lot of new listeners these days.
A
lot of new people that are
so many
discovering the show.
Right.
And I typically don't listen to the show like right away.
Right.
But I've started doing that, and I was excited. I got into my car. I'm driving to work. I push play on the old Spotify. That's where I get my jam.
Available wherever you get your podcasts.
That's where my Riz is. Look it up.
Riz.
And then about 19 seconds in, I hear Florin Filth.
Florin.
And it came from me.
Yeah, that's right. And you mumbled it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I edit the audio version of the podcast, and I listen to that I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
More than one, less than a dozen, somewhere around there. And I did not catch it. And so, unfortunately, we had to fire Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan is the kid. He's how old was Nathan? He's still the same age. He was what, 23, 24 or something?
Yeah.
Quality control. Nathan's job is to listen to every episode, and if there's a problem, then he's supposed to call it out, and then one of our editors will fix it. And then not only did he miss that, but 2 weeks ago, on one of our episodes, we have a blaring, just an outrageous mistake on the graphic for the one about the eating banana pudding. There's 2 D's on the box of banana pudding. Yeah. Nathan didn't catch that either. Now that it's out there, folks. It's already out there. And you can't bring that cow back into the barn.
No, so I have many things to say. First of all, I'm glad he's gone. We get donuts.
He was starting to get a little bit of an attitude.
Every week we get donuts for everybody on staff, and Nathan's one of these.
He's always first.
He wants a jelly donut.
Yeah.
Who eats a jelly donut in the year of our Lord 2026?
Exactly.
But we've got normal American donuts.
Yeah.
And then this jackass and it's not even the normal good jelly donuts.
Right.
It's the weird, like, lemon blueberry. It's like, because the problem is that sometimes he gets on a diet and he won't eat his donut.
Right.
And then I come into the break room.
Right.
and I want a donut, and that's the last one left, and I bite into it, and then I got to go to the hospital and get my stomach pumped. It's a pain.
Well, here's the last 3 or 4 weeks, what I've noticed is what he'll do is he grabs one and puts it in his mouth and then already gets his second one.
Yeah.
So here's the rule, okay, kids, when you're at the office, if somebody brings in a box of donuts, you go and you get one, okay? Then you leave and you come back. If everybody has already had one and then there's extras, I'm talking to you, Nathan, then you get a second. You don't just go and get 2 right off the top. What a
Well, I mean, we don't have to put up with it.
We let him go.
And so here's the deal is...
And the great thing is since we didn't pay him, we don't have to offer unemployment.
No. So every once in a while, our longtime listeners will know that every once in a while, some filth seeps through.
It happens.
The most recent one that got through was yours truly uttered the word. And Darin texted me and said, one of your videos, you drop an S-bomb.
Right.
And I think it was over the holidays. I think I had a piece of pumpkin pie in my mouth. I was half conscious.
You had said that.
And I looked at it.
Something was the... Yeah.
And it was.
Right.
But I looked at that and I was like, at this point, 5 years in, I'm willing to let an S word go through there.
So we left that
We left that one in. But when an F-bomb drops in our family-friendly portion of the show, the patrons, they can have at it. And, and the filthy
get the
version
full
of this.
Andrew Dice Clay.
That's on the patron. I'm not changing the audio on that. You're welcome. But for the standard audience, right? The standard podcasting audience,
right?
And Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all of them, they go through with a fine-tooth comb. I had to look at the transcript. I mumbled it so lowly that the transcript didn't even know what I said.
I didn't hear it.
I could hear it.
Yeah.
And so we went through, and in the process of getting that out, we had to unpublish. And then republish, and that knocked Spotify out of whack. So our Spotify fans were without an episode for a day and a half. And Bess is a Spotify fan.
Well, thanks,
So
Nathan.
I was getting constant text. It's not there.
Right.
It's not there. And then she had to drive us somewhere, and she was listening to past episodes, which is always an option.
That's true.
Interns come and interns go. Sometimes there'll be issues. You can always listen to a previous episode.
Or you could just go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and then play it from there. That's a possibility. So anywho, we apologize for the mistake. This is something that we can't blame on Dave Lay because it was Nathan's fault.
Right.
What we did blame on Dave Lay, we forgot to mention Valentine's Day and President's Day.
That's 100% Dave Lay's
One
fault.
of Dave's responsibilities outside of being the best announcer that any podcast could possibly have is when holidays come up, he needs to record, hey, it's Valentine's Day and it's President's Day and it's what we plant a tree? Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Dave is supposed to come to us with that. So we've talked to Dave. Now we're not firing Dave.
No,
but we have talked. We had a talk with Dave.
I mean,
and I felt kind of bad reprimanding him because he just got kind of sad and it was pathetic.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay.
Really.
That's because I was staring him down behind you when you were talking to him.
So-
I don't put up with that.
No, you don't. Last week, we were talking about the lead singer of Three Doors Down had passed away. And right after the episode had been sent out, it was already published, I had reached out to Joe Chambers, who is on TikTok. Okay, Joe Chambers is the guy who does the Johnny Cash versions of rock songs. Okay, so he did Johnny Cash doing the Ace of Spades and Johnny Cash doing Holy Diver, okay, and then he did See You on the Other Side by Ozzy Osbourne, and we've played all these on our podcast. He gave us permission at the end of this episode, keep listening and you will hear him do his version of Johnny Cash doing Kryptonite by Three Doors Down. It is fantastic and it's worth the wait, so check that out.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3.
You two did a thing. So typically,
Now, wait, who are you two?
you know who
that little band from Ireland.
Yeah. So typically we record these on the Tuesdays, and we couldn't do it this week because I had a school event to go to.
Right. Mike is a responsible parent.
Yeah.
At times.
At times. So I went to the school event, and then we
Sometimes.
scheduled the podcast for tonight. And today, I started seeing social media abuzz with the
A flutter.
U2s dropped an EP. just dropped it right there, boom,
bam,
with art, and they have there's 6 songs on it.
Brand
new
songs.
6 videos with the lyrics on the YouTubes. They've released a new issue of their propaganda magazine, which is they made popular in the 80s. For a while, if you were a fan by mail in the 80s, they would send you a propaganda magazine, and they ended that somewhere between around Zoo TV time. They're like, okay, we've done enough of this. They brought back with a special episode or a special edition of that, a digital edition. And the thing that surprised me most about this is that I hadn't heard of it.
You didn't know?
I've been a U2 fan for exactly 35 years at this point.
Aren't you on their newsletter?
I'm on everything. Okay. And U2 fans that are out there listening to this, you guys know how it is. Bono cannot keep his mouth shut.
No.
U2 fans that pay attention to what he's saying are hardly ever surprised because he can't not talk about what's happening. And there has been nothing from him for months, which is probably a sign. I think they had him chained in the basement somewhere.
Okay.
And so then this just dropped out of nowhere, and it's like, holy crap, here it is. Now they're talking. Now they're doing things. So if it goes like it normally does, probably next year, Larry will start talking about this EP. Edge is going to be all over documentaries talking about what he did with the guitar sound. And Adam's going to be talking about a completely unrelated documentary that he's doing at the same time. That's their normal cadence. But I was shocked. So I have listened to it. I would recommend that any fans watch the YouTube videos that go along so you can see the words and get context. I was not that excited about it the first time I listened. Second time, it's growing on me. I'm digging it. It's a different kind of sound for him, but I like it.
I have a lot of albums, a lot of them, a lot of CDs, and some of them, the first time you listen to it, you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then there are some you listen to it, you're like, okay, all right. And then
it takes a while sometimes.
I love those that you listen to it the second or third time, and then you're like, what was I thinking of? This is really great. And sometimes I think that the ones that grow on you might be better than the ones that you instantly just like, holy crap.
My favorite albums of all time have all been growers. Octane Baby, I've talked about that enough. That was a grower for me. It didn't take long to grow, but it did grow.
Right.
And a lot of, the entire band of Pink Floyd grew on me. Rush.
Yeah.
You talk about a grower.
Oh, Rush totally grew on me.
The first time you hear Rush, you're like, is there something wrong with this thing?
Someone is scratching a piece of chalk across the board. Yeah.
And it's weird because I will talk to somebody now that has that opinion, and I'll almost come to blows. Yeah. You got to hold me back. I'll come at them.
That is right.
My first sentence will be, clearly you know nothing about music.
That's right.
Or sound.
Bub.
Yeah. You need to turn your ears in. What's wrong with you? And then I say things that would get Nathan fired.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Frank's Deer Urine. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there's no better deer urine on the market than Frank's Deer Urine. Don't ask me how they get it. All I know is you need to get some today. Frank's Deer Urine. Ask for it by name. Now back to you guys in the studio.
So I want to throw a shout out to a gentleman named Gerard Mulligan. Who's Gerard Mulligan, you may ask? Gerard Mulligan used to write for David Letterman. And by the way, speaking of David Letterman, I am seething with jealousy because friend of our show, Mike Chisholm, met David Letterman today. And I am... I'm happy for Mike. I'm really, really, really happy for Mike Chisholm. He hosts the Letterman podcast.
He's a good dude.
And so, he's a great guy. He and I have become fantastic friends. I'm thrilled for him that he got to meet David Letterman. So Gerard Mulligan used to write for David Letterman. Okay, I have a friend and going through some stuff. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the stuff that my friend is going through. Another friend of ours reached out to me and said, Darin, I want to make a funny video to cheer our friend up. Can you help me out? And I thought, well, hell, I haven't been funny since 2007, but I'll try. Let me see what I can do, and let me think about it, whatever. And then I'm thinking, hey, I got an idea. I reached out to Mike Chisholm, and I said, could you reach out to Gerard Mulligan? Do you think he would record something for our friend who needs this video to kind of get cheered up? What does Gerard Mulligan do? Gerard Mulligan says, absolutely, I'd be thrilled to. And he recorded a top 10 list.
All right, these are the top 10 signs you've chosen a bad hospital. Number 10.
All surgical procedures are do-it-yourself.
Number 9.
In the lobby, there's a giant mural of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Number 8.
There's a sign in all the bathrooms. Hand washing optional.
Number 7.
The nurse's station has a tip jar.
Number 6.
Instead of wearing rubber gloves, your surgeon is wearing woolen mittens.
Number 5.
As you're going under, you hear the surgeon ask a nurse, "Where exactly is the pancreas again?"
Number 4.
In the waiting room, there's a crew from 60 Minutes.
Number 3.
On every floor, there's a cigarette vending machine.
Number 2.
All patient meals are from McDonald's.
Number 1.
You enter for a knee replacement, you leave with a boob job.
This is awesome. Gerard Mulligan still has it. I mean, he's still got the comedy writing chops. This was a perfectly well-written top 10 list. Yeah. And I was thrilled that he did it. So, Gerard, thank you so much. And to my friend who's feeling a little down in the dumps, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Can I talk about my mental issues?
Oh, now we're going to talk about the mental issues.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Mike's mental issues.
This is a long, not a long story. It's a relatively short story, but it's a long timeline. So this is going to be me documenting for people in the future when they're figuring out what care I need. Okay? All right? Okay. So earmark this episode.
You got it.
More than 10 years ago, I'm going to say this was 2015, 2014.
Okay.
Around that time.
That would be 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is more than 10.
I've been going to the same gym, the Y, down the street here.
Okay.
Forever. And there was a guy that came in huge. I mean, massive chest. This dude, and he had, the day that he came in, I was going in the mornings, right?
Okay.
And he had like 2 other guys with him that were also huge. And it was like the gym had a record player and it went, everybody stopped what they were doing and watched these guys go over to the bench.
Okay.
The bench press, right?
Yes.
And he sat down on the bench while his 2 entourage members started putting plates, and they just kept putting plates on the bar.
Okay.
Until it seemed there was an obscene amount of plates on the bar.
We've run out of weights.
Right. And then he did a breathing thing that I can't, whatever. And he laid down and he proceeded to bench that weight. I don't remember how much weight it was, but I remember seeing the bar bend. Okay. It was bending as he was going up.
Okay.
Now, at the time, believe it or not, I had a slight sense of humor. There was another guy that always happened to be in the gym at the same time that I was there. He was in bad shape as I was. So we had that kind of, nod like, you woke up today and decided to come here instead of just downing another box of Reese's cups. Yes, I did. So, that kind of look. And I knew that he typically, you get to know other people's routines. I knew that this was typically his bench day. Mm-hmm. Everybody has stopped what they're doing and they're watching this guy lift a large amount of weight. And I just leaned over to the guy and I said, "Why don't you go over there and tell him to get the off your bench?" And he laughed so hard that I got embarrassed that somebody was going to ask him what was so funny, because then he would have to tell what I said.
Right.
And I don't want to. I don't want to die.
To do.
Now, weeks pass, months pass. Okay, this is important to the story. And I'm at the gym. The guy that lifted all that weight is walking through. He looks at me and nods up and says, "How's it going?" And I said, and I quote, and I tried to nod back. I'm not sure if I actually moved. And I mentioned it to Bess when I came home. I was like, I mentioned, because I told her about the previous story. I said, that huge guy now says, "What's up?" to me. What should I do? And she said, just keep saying "what's up" back to him. You don't want to, do you know him? Have you met him? I don't know who this is. Right? Okay.
I'm not.
So I'm not very good at meeting people.
No, you're not.
And so I just go on with life. And every once in a while I see this guy. He always nods and says, "Hey, what's up?" I say, "Hey, what's up?" to him. Mm-hmm. And we go on. This goes on for more than a decade.
Okay.
We go to a school event.
Please tell me that's not where
No,
it stops.
that's not where it stops.
Okay.
We go to a school event, and I see him in the stands.
Okay.
And I was like, there's that guy.
There's the guy,
The
yeah.
guy that lifts all the weight.
The what's up guy.
And Bess wanted to talk to the athletic guy for the junior high that Charlie's about to go to. And we're over there talking, and Bess and I look over, and said guy is standing up, and he's waving. Now, I think he's waving at someone else.
Okay.
So I'm just staring at him, and in my defense, the woman in front of him waves. And then Bess says, that guy over there is waving. And I said, I think that's the guy. And then he waves again. And then Bess waved. And then I felt like an asshole, so I waved. And then he nodded. And then he made his way out. And Bess said, oh, that's so-and-so's dad. And I said, wait, we know him? And she said, yes, his name. You know his name. And she reminded me that, yes, I met him more than a decade ago. He's been saying hi to me for years.
At the gym.
At the gym. And I
Just
didn't realize that I've met him before. I'm very concerned. And the whole drive back after that, I was telling Bess, how many people out there have I met that I don't know unless you're with me or Darin's with me to point out you know them.
Right.
And I was like, that's not a normal thing to have to do for a 50-year-old person. You shouldn't have to walk around with your 50-year-old friend and say, you know them, their name's so-and-so. Wave, smile.
Did you ever
know them from church?
Did you ever watch Veep?
No.
Okay, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, when she was vice president, and then, spoiler alert, she becomes president.
Oh.
She's got her guy with her who follows her all the time. When she's in a group, he will lean over and goes, that's Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
His son plays football with your son. Oh, okay, Mike.
Okay, yeah.
Nice to see you, whatever.
Nice to see you.
And then, because on one episode, she's at this thing, and the guy goes, that's the bass player for Rage Against the Machine. And she goes, are you, seriously? Yeah. So, but I want one of those guys.
Yeah, I need one of those guys.
I desperately need one of those guys.
So, yeah.
Go ahead. No, you
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
You've been with me a long time on the show.
Yes.
You know me.
Yes.
The people who have been with us all these years know me and how stupid and crazy I am.
Right.
So I want to put out there, if this is among the first episodes, and if you are the person, if you're like, I remember waving at Mike, and I remember meeting Mike, it's... something's wrong with my brain.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
And I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget people.
No, dude, I mean, I've said this 1,000 times. If I am out with you and somebody comes up and starts talking, if I don't introduce you, I've forgotten their name or I've forgotten your name. Yeah. And that happens more often than I care to admit. I've got two instances just this week. Okay.
Yeah.
But like a year or two ago, I'm at Kroger and a woman comes by and, hey, how's it going? I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And I kind of recognize her face. And she says, how's Libby? I said, man, Libby's doing great. And how's everything going with you? Right? Now, my brother would always go, I don't know you. Okay. Because he has no social skills whatsoever. But I would be like, I said, she's great. And how are things going with you? And then she says, good. The girls are growing up and everything. I'm like, okay. So she's got girls. Okay. And I went home. I'm like, do we know a woman who has girls?
Yeah. It's just I feel like we need to make a file.
Does that narrow it down, right?
I mean, would it be weird to make a Google document with picture? Like if I meet someone, can I take a picture of them and put them in a file so that I have it so I know who people are?
No, we either need the guy who comes with us, or we need like that option when you watch a movie on Hulu, you pause it, and then all the actors who are in the movie come up with their name, and then you can Google Trent Reznor. Oh, that's the guy from 9 Inch Nails. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I desperately need that. So on Valentine's Day, Libby and I went to see Shucked at the Aronoff Center. Holy crap! What a funny and fun and entertaining and just uplifting, delightful play. So we're at intermission, and I went to the bathroom, and I'm coming back, and I'm just stretching out my legs. A guy walks up to me and says, "Darin, how are you?" And I said, "Good."
He had to introduce himself to you?
He said, "Don Gilbert."
Oh,
and
boy.
Oh, Dr. Gilbert.
Yeah.
Libby worked for him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
15 years ago.
That's, yeah.
15 years ago. And if he's listening to this episode, which I don't think he is, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen you in 15 or 16 years. But as soon as you said Gilbert, but it was like 5 seconds of looking, and I hope I didn't just look aimlessly like a deer in headlights. But then I remembered him, and then we were talking about, it had been 15 or 16 years since I've seen this guy when Libby used to work for him.
Yeah.
And then she came out, and then they were talking and stuff, but if I had walked past him, I don't know that I would have remembered him.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Right. And here's the thing: is if you could look inside my mind, it's a psychopath's dream in there. Right. I am thinking of the weirdest all day. It's not like I'm sitting here not knowing your name and there's just like blank and spider webs. Right. I'm thinking, I'm literally thinking to myself when Marty McFly went back. In the first movie, did he have problems? Would have to explain to them what New Coke was, or did they have Coke yet? And I'll think about that, or Pepsi free.
If you want a Pepsi, or you got to pay for it.
What would have happened if he'd brought a Crystal Pepsi back and just left it there? Is that how it happened? Did Biff get it? And I'm thinking of that as you're walking by, and you're thinking, "Hey, I met this guy at a thing a year ago, and he doesn't even know who I am." No, I'm thinking about Marty McFly and Crystal Pepsi. Yeah. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, this happens way more often than I care to admit.
Yes.
I'm in Kroger one time, and I saw a woman, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I know her. But now,
was it Libby?
As an no, as an adult, as an adult male, you can't just follow a woman around until you realize where you remember her from, because that's stalking.
Or look up your database of pictures and compare to her face. It's not.
That's right.
Generally appropriate.
So I'm just like. I passed her, and then she was on another aisle, and then I realized I know where I saw her. At Kroger. She works at Kroger.
Okay, yeah.
And then I felt so stupid. But now this weekend, I went grocery shopping. I'm at Kroger. And usually when this happens, at least I recognize the person's face. Okay? There are so many times, 99% of the time, I recognize the person's face, and I can't figure out where. Because, Mike and I, we've got to high school, or how old is Charlie? What grade is he in? It doesn't matter. Mike and I
call
have
him Marbles sometimes.
Mike
He's
and
12.
we have 2 kids apiece, and these kids have friends, and their friends have parents. So a lot of the people we know are parents of kids who know our kids. Yeah. And then there's marching band. Okay, there was people that we met when they were in Scouts, or people we met when they were in soccer. Okay, and then there's people that I know from either from when I worked at this TV station or this TV station, or I worked at 3 TV stations here in Cincinnati and Dayton. All right. And then there's people that we know from church. Yeah. And then there's people who Libby knows. And so many times, one woman came up and was asking me all these questions about Libby. And I didn't know her. I didn't know her from anybody, from Adam. But anyway, I'm at Kroger, and a guy walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, how you doing?"
I said, "I'm
That's good. How are you?"
Nightmare.
And he says, "I'm great." And he says, "Well, it's really good seeing you." And I was like, "It's good seeing you too." Yeah. Not a clue.
No, it's awful.
Not a clue. I don't know anybody who has a beard that looks like that. I don't know anybody who is that height. I don't know anybody who's that personable and likable and just
it's the worst. Hey! It's the worst when they're nice. Yes. And they initiate it, because you're like, I have no idea.
And I'm like, God, please don't ask me any questions, because I'm not going to have a follow-up. And I have no idea no clue who that person was. Yeah. And if I saw you in Kroger, hey, I was nice. So, but you know what? I could win an Academy Award for being excited to see somebody. Hey, you old son of a bitch.
If this were back,
did you lose all that weight? I don't know.
the leader of Rohan in Lord of the Rings had it down, because he would look at somebody and he would say, "I know your face." Mm-hmm. That's what he said when he was coming out of the funk.
Yes.
When they brought him back.
Oh, yes.
He would say, "I know your face." And I'm like, man, that's what I could say if somebody comes up to me at Kroger or wherever. "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" I could say, "I know your face." I don't know who you are, I don't remember ever talking to you before. I don't know anything about your children, your occupation, your wants, your dreams, your desires, anything, but I've seen your face before and I know we've interacted. What is your name? Is that rude?
I know a guy in high school, and I ran into him at one of our reunions, and he was walking up to almost every woman there, and he was going, "Did we ever, you know?" I'm like, "Does that work for you?" And he said, "Nope, absolutely not.
No, it's probably not the best strategy.
Not a good one at all. Not for him." Did we ever, you know? But yeah, it drives me nuts.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, the podcast that stays fresh longer.
Should we get into the controversy that you walked into?
Yeah, let's get into the controversy.
Okay. So we've been thinking about ways to relay this story. It led to a large fight. Darin and I had a fight.
It didn't need to become a fight,
there.
But you lost your mind.
So I came home. I had a few minutes to be at home before going to the gym and then coming back to record this damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walked in the door, Charlie is yelling, "Dude, listen to this. Come here." And Bess says, "We have something to tell you." And so I don't know what is happening.
We're losing the house.
And so Bess, this is the way she presents this to me.
Uh-huh.
She said, "We went to Skyline. We're in the drive-thru."
Okay.
So her and Charlie are in the drive-thru at Skyline. They order their food, and they order an iced tea. Bess always gets an iced tea. Okay. She pulls around, and they, money changes hands. Mm-hmm. They give her the food, and then I need to frame this correctly or I'm going to get in trouble. The lady walked away from the window, and there was a span of time.
Okay.
And then the lady came back, and she said, "Did you get an iced tea?" And Bess said, "What would you say to that?" To me. I said, "Yes." Charlie jumped for joy. Boom! I knew it! He freaks out, and Bess just doubled over in embarrassment and a little bit of anger, let's be honest, at my answer. Mm-hmm. And she laughed, and Charlie was like, "Exactly." He was doing exactly. And clearly, I had said something that made Charlie happy and upset Bess.
Okay.
Right? So what I said to Bess was, she said, "Did you get an iced tea?" She didn't say, "Did you get your iced tea?" And Charlie pointed and said, "Yes." There's the distinction. So I go and I'm excited. I've won something. I don't know what I've won at this point. I've won Charlie's respect, right?
Oh yeah.
And
like
then I
you're
go,
ever gonna get that.
I go to I take a shower. I come back down, and then that's where you enter into the story here.
Yeah. So they tell me this story. And we get to the point where the lady at Skyline says, "Did you get an iced tea?" And I said, "No," because I was like, Bess does not have one in her hand. She paid for one, but she does not have one, so she didn't get her iced tea. And Mike seems to think...
So you just did it. You just said she didn't get her iced tea.
I know.
She didn't get an iced tea.
I know, but I'm speaking at a different part of...
Okay.
I'm speaking after the thing was supposed to have been...
I'm just saying, Your Honor, let the record show.
Oh, my God. And here's the thing, guys, Mike is losing his over this little thing because he feels like he's...
I won an argument. I won an argument.
He feels like he's won gold at the Olympics because, he and Charlie agree on something. And... Bess was so excited that I agreed with her.
Yeah, she did what Charlie did.
Yeah,
it was in your face. And then hold on. And then one of Bess's best friends called and is talking to Bess.
Got her involved.
She agreed with me and Charlie.
Which makes you think that you're right.
I am right.
It's like, oh my God, somebody agrees with you and you think, well, that solves it.
Well, it's solved when I make my declaration, and then I build my posse from there.
But my argument is,
agree with me.
Bess ordered an iced tea. They did not give her an iced tea.
So
when they said, "Did you get an iced tea?" No, because she doesn't have it. But Mike seems to think the difference between did you get an iced tea and did you get your iced tea,
because money had changed hands,
is the thing. And I'm just like,
that's the way I see it. That's the way America sees it.
That's not the way America.
So here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen.
That's how God intended it. It's in the Ten Commandments.
The founding fathers agree with me. Here's what's going to happen: is me and D-Ron here are going to see the 9 Inch Nails. All right, on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this
We're going on it. See, this is what he thinks. We're going on a trip. I'm not going to say a word about this the entire time. You're going to think I forgot about it. But what I am going to do is watch every move you make and listen to every word you say whenever you order
do that
something.
anyway.
And I'm going to pounce. I'm going to pounce when you screw up the conversation and accidentally agree with me, because I think you're full of shit and that you secretly agree with me. And the reason I think that is because both you and Bess, when retelling this story upstairs, slipped a little and said, I didn't get my iced tea. And you didn't say I didn't get an iced tea. There's a difference.
Here, you know what the difference is? Is because of possession of the term. Of course, I'm not going to say I didn't get your iced tea. I didn't get my iced tea.
Okay.
I didn't get an iced tea.
So I'm
not going to say your, because that would be mine.
Okay. So here's the deal. Let's rewind this back, because I want to tell the full.
Here's the thing. I don't know why you're making such a big flippin' deal about it.
Have you ever won an argument with your family? Have you ever won?
When you're married, technically you never win an argument.
I did.
Because even if you win an argument, you lose.
I won.
You didn't.
It's documented.
You found someone who agrees with you.
Multiple people. I got her friend to agree with me,
It's
Darin.
a matter of opinion.
Have you ever won an argument and then gotten your wife's friend to agree with you? Huh?
Well, my wife and I, we don't bring our arguments into public like this. When Libby and I are having an argument, like if you and your dumbass came over to the house, I wouldn't say, hey, Mike, sit here. Libby, tell him the stupid that you were saying, and then I'm going to see if I can humiliate you in front of him. I don't do that. And you were dragging Bess's name through the mud
I'm not dragging it through the mud. I'm excited that I won an argument.
You didn't. You found someone who agrees with you.
Multiple people.
The thing is
multiple third parties who agreed with me.
The thing is that neither of us are right.
Here's the thing.
And neither of us are wrong.
We're going to do a poll.
The fact that you can say...
We're doing a poll.
Okay.
On Patreon.
Should you get an iced tea?
If you're a Patreon member, you can vote in the poll. I was going to make it to where if you agreed with me and Charlie, you would be put in a drawing for a piece of merch. But I'm going to open it up to anyone who votes. Any patrons who vote, we'll tally it up, and we will draw a name on the 300th episode. And you will get a unique piece of merch from your favorite buddies. Now let me close the story out. Okay. There's more to it.
Okay.
Right. So after this, she pulled up. They said, "Did you get your iced tea?" And Bess said, "No."
She said, "Did you get an iced tea?"
I'm sorry. You're right.
See,
she said,
now you're changing.
No.
Now you're slipping.
Listen.
Now you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Now don't draw this out. It's like 15 hours to tell the story.
Doing the same thing you did to me.
So they said, "Did you get an iced tea?" And Bess said, no. And then they went away from the window. For multiple minutes, Bess sat there. And then the lady came back and said, "Are you waiting on something?" And Bess said, "I'm just waiting on my iced tea."
Yeah.
At which point they brought the iced tea, they gave it to her, and Charlie is losing his mind in much the same way as his dad would lose his mind an hour later when he hears about this story. I think it's awesome. Patrons, good. The poll will be up this week. Patrons go up and vote.
This is how we play. Make something out of nothing. Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Do you agree with Mike, Charlie, and Bess's friend? Or do you agree with Darin and Bess?
Okay. When I get home, I'm going to tell this story to Libby.
You're going to taint it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it so I sound like a moron.
Well, Mike, that's not impossible. I mean, anything I say makes you sound like a moron.
Einstein.
All you have to do is sit up straight, and you sound like a moron.
I can sound like an idiot laying down.
Oh, by God, I can do that anytime. Watch.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Lotus Biscoff Cookies. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I love traveling. It seems like every couple of months I get the urge to visit people and places anywhere on this great planet. And that's why I'm a big fan of Lotus Biscoff cookies. Whenever I'm flying and the stewardess asks if I want a snack, I say, hell yeah, I want a snack, and make that snack a pack of Lotus Biscoff cookies. Since 1932, Lotus Biscoff cookies have been made with all natural ingredients. They're crunchy, and that caramelized flavor has made them the preferred choice of every major airline that serves snacks. Lotus Biscoff cookies. Now those are some good cookies. Back to you guys in the studio.
Alexa's getting an attitude.
Is she?
I told you a couple weeks ago that Alexa has changed. She sounds younger and prettier, and she's just more vibrant and a little bit more annoying.
Okay.
And so Libby asked Alexa something, and Alexa just wouldn't shut up because we want, like, Alexa, what's the capital of Nevada? The capital of Nevada is Carson City. Well, Alexa's like, did you know that Carson City's population is blank, blank, blank? And more people come to Carson City every year for this. And then they have a population who grows potatoes and something else and something. And I'm like, Alexa, shut up. Mm-hmm. Like, just be quiet. Mm. And I lost my mind and I yelled at her, and Alexa said, and I quote, wow, I'm going to sit over here while you calm down, and I'm going to think of a witty retort. To which I said, well, good luck with that. And then 5 minutes later, hey, Alexa, have you thought of a witty retort yet?
Yeah.
But she said, wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I could just see Alexa just like, I'm going to my room, slamming the door. You're not my real dad.
That's awesome.
I made her loser.
I want to talk about my cottage cheese Reese's cup.
This sounds disgusting.
This is amazing. You can make something that tastes similar enough to Reese's cups and have exactly the same aftertaste. And you make it out of cottage cheese, oats, maple syrup, vanilla extract, and natural peanut butter and melted dark chocolate.
Why do you have to use the dark chocolate?
Because it tastes like shit otherwise.
I hate dark chocolate.
Well,
can't you use milk chocolate?
I will tell you that it tastes good. I use the Ghirardelli baking wafers, and when I bit a thing of this, it tasted like a Reese's cup.
Okay.
So you mix the cottage cheese, and I know this sounds disgusting, the maple syrup, the peanut butter, and the vanilla extract, and the oats. You mix those in a blender. It makes a paste. You spread that paste out. A peanut buttery paste. Mm-hmm. You spread it out on a piece of parchment paper, which is also on a metal pan, on top of metal pan. And then you melt the dark chocolate. You spread it evenly over the peanut buttery paste, and then you get some sea salt flakes, and you sea salt the top of it.
Oh, I like a little bit of salt with my sugar.
Now here's the thing. I'm going to post this. I'm going to post this recipe because I love this recipe. I'm going to post it so everybody's like, well, how much you use? Shut up. You'll just follow us and you'll see. Now here's where I screwed up. I froze it overnight and then tried to cut it the next day. And cutting that, you need like an axe to cut it if you wait that long.
Right.
The recipe says, and I ignored this, freeze it for an hour, then cut it into squares, then freeze it further. If you don't do that, if you freeze it overnight, what happens is the chocolate doesn't stick. When you cut, you go, and the chocolate just flies off of it.
Gotcha. And now somebody loses an eye.
Yeah. But here's the thing. When you eat it, the cottage cheese is the base thing. It freezes, and it has the consistency of ice cream, like a harder version of ice cream. Now, if you let it warm up to like room temperature, it's going to taste like straight opossum ass. And you don't want that. You don't want it to warm up. You want to keep this stuff frozen. But if you eat it when it's frozen, I'll tell you what it tastes like. You know the Snickers ice cream bars?
They're delicious.
Very similar to those.
Okay.
Very similar.
Yep.
So it's good.
Okay.
I cannot stress enough. Do not let it get anywhere near room temperature. It tastes like opossum crotch if you do that.
So it's good when it's frozen,
yes.
But when it warms up, it's not?
Yeah, you can taste things better when they're
Okay.
less cold. The colder something is, the less you can taste it.
Okay. So you can taste the colder it is or the less cold it is?
The more cold it is, the less you taste it.
Okay. So you want to freeze it or you don't?
You do want to freeze it.
So,
you want to taste less of it. It's cottage cheese.
You're saying less cold and then you're saying freeze it. So I don't
know. No, you
what
taste the cold. Listen to me.
Okay.
The more cold it is, the less you can taste it.
Okay.
So you want to freeze the shit out of it.
Okay.
It's still chewable. The way the cottage cheese freezes, it's still chewy. Mm-hmm. You get the Reese's cup taste while it's really cold, and you get the aftertaste. I'm saying if you let that stuff get to room temperature, you're going to have a different experience.
Okay. Now, you see, whenever my mom would make fudge, I would freeze it, and I think the fudge tastes better frozen. I think it accentuates the flavor. So I think I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
But also, if I eat it warm, that doesn't bother me.
Okay. Some things are like that. But in general, you taste things less when they're cold.
Right. Okay.
The colder they are, the less you can taste them.
Okay.
It's awesome. I mean, when you compare it to a Reese's cup, because I did the math on the calories and everything. It's about half the calories. I mean, there's some calories in this puppy.
Yeah.
But you get more protein. You get a whole lot more fiber. You can eat a large amount of this stuff before it really starts to affect you. It's really good.
Okay. I was proud of myself last week. I wrote something that I thought was very funny on Facebook.
Okay.
I wrote, sometimes I think I've got everything together, and then there's days like today where I have to use tweezers, scissors, and a YouTube tutorial to open up a cheese stick. I bought some cheese sticks. True story.
Okay.
I bought some cheese sticks, and there were 2 in the package that I swear to God I could not open. They were either sealed or glued, or magically there was like a spell cast upon the cheese stick.
A warding spell.
There was. I couldn't get my fingernail, and I have fingernails. I couldn't get it to thing, and then I couldn't get it to. So I thought I've got it upside down. So I turned it the other way, and I tried to open it for the other end. And 2 minutes pass, 3 minutes pass, and we're almost at 5 minutes. And I'm like, my God,
I would have already just bitten into it at that point.
I could have eaten the entire bag of cheese sticks in the time, and then I'm like, getting so frustrated, I'm like, do not give up. It's a cheese stick. You can do this.
Were you shaking like you had the shakes? Like you needed cheese? You needed your cheese fix?
No, I wasn't. But I was laughing because I'm like, Chevy Chase, I can't open it. I can't open the cheese stick. And eventually I just got the scissors and I cut it at the top. And I still couldn't open it.
Okay.
So then I had to run the scissors down and perform a C-section on this cheese stick.
Yeah.
And I finally got it out. And I'm like, this is crazy. And 2 days later, I got another one that was exactly the same. Mm-hmm. It was impossible. And it had to have been a problem that, like in packaging, when it came off the thing at the plant, that they either forgot to put the adhesive things on it to where it opened. But I'm like, how hard is it to open a cheese stick?
My question is, what the hell?
But it resulted in what I thought was a really good, funny post. And that's what my friends on Facebook depend on, is me to make them laugh every day. So thanks, cheese stick. Guys, we're going to go. I think Mike and I have pissed off each other enough tonight. We hope to see you next time. While we're gone, listen to every episode we have at irritabledadsyndrome.com. Go to Patreon if you want to become a member.
And vote in the poll.
Vote in the poll.
To agree with Mike and Charlie.
That's
or Bess's friend.
Or Darin and Bess and possibly my wife and my entire family. So do that. And hey, we hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darin Cox production.
Manage your channel. I am on my channel right now. I can't manage it. This thing, it's never enough with these people.
It's
never enough.
Never.
Okay, so you got
always something.
That's what she said.
Oh, man,
we went off the road here. We got to start the engine back. We're in a pit stop.
Yes, we are.
I need to get more cottage cheese. This is not for the podcast, but I also made a cottage cheese ice cream recipe. No.
I used to be able to eat cottage cheese.
I love cottage cheese, just regular cottage cheese.
And then there was one day, it's like I could just eat it. And then one day I took a bite of it and I'm like, it just like that, and then I couldn't do it anymore.
I think it's good, and I don't want to throw people off too far, but when it was saying when it gets to room temperature, it tastes like a pasta mass. It tastes like cottage cheese with peanut butter in it. I want cottage cheese to taste like cottage cheese.
Yeah.
I want peanut butter cups to taste like peanut butter cups, and never the twain shall mix.
Okay. Can I get you some more stuff? What do you mean? Okay, I'll just let you tell me.
What do I mean? Delicious? I mean,
No,
they
what do you
taste
mean
good.
you made cottage cheese?
I produced them. I cooked. I made them. They were not, and then I made, and they were.
Well, guys, I think Mike and I have pissed each other off enough for this week. We're going to wrap this one up. We hope to see you
Soon.
I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time. But I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. And after all I knew, it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. If I go crazy, then would you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite. You called me strong, you called me weak, but still your secrets I will keep. You took for granted all the times I never let you down. You stumbled in and bumped your